In this video, I'm going to show you how to correctly cut copper pipe for your home. Well, this is a 1/2-inch copper pipe. It's what's used throughout the U.S. In residential homes. A lot of you do-it-yourselfers that want to do your own plumbing, whether you're putting in a sink or taking something out, maybe adding an outdoor faucet. Your chances are you're probably going to have to cut some copper pipe. So keep watching. I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. So here's the correct way to cut copper residential pipe. First, you need some type of tubing cutter. This just happens to be a Lennox brand. Home Depot sells their HDX models. Just don't buy the cheap, like $5 pipe cutters. You want a good quality pipe cutter. If you're going to do a lot of cutting, buy an extra cutting wheel. They're very easy to replace. They're fairly cheap. And then you're going to need a deburr tool, and you're also going to need this wire brush. And this one is going to be for whatever diameter pipe you're using. You can see it says right on there 1/2 inch. And your tubing cutters, they'll usually range, like one of these minis will go from like 1/8 inch to 1 inch. And then your deburr tool pretty much does anything from like 1/8 inch to 1 inch. With these wire brushes, these are made to size. This won't do an 1/8 inch, this won't do a 1 inch, but everything else here varies a little bit. So you're going to take your copper pipe and you're going to mark it, whether it's a Sharpie or a gel pen, whatever you need to use to cut it. And you're going to open up your pipe clamp. Left is going to open, turning it to the right or clockwise is going to close it. So you're going to take your mark, bring it around, line it up with your cutter, with the cutting wheel, and then make sure that the pipe is on. See these two rollers? You want to make sure it's right in between the two rollers. You can put it in too far like this. So you got to make sure that's in between the two rollers. Line up that mark with your cutting wheel and just bring it down just snug. Now my rule of thumb is, okay, I have it snug right now. I do 2 rotations, 1, 2, quarter turn. 2 rotations, quarter turn, 2 rotations, quarter turn. You're going to keep doing this until it cuts through the pipe. Worst thing you can do is over tighten. Like let's say you go like a whole half a turn. You're going to wind up with pipe that is caved in on the end, and you're going to have a huge burr on it. So a quarter turn at a time, 2 rotations. And you can, I just felt it kind of give a little bit. There's just a slight release right before it's going to break. And now you've cut your pipe. It doesn't end there. A lot of videos end there. That's how you cut pipe, blah, 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 go on. Well, you see that little bit of a kerf on there? Whether you're going to solder pipe or whether you're going to use shark bites, you need to take this burr off. You can feel it's not super sharp to the skin, but no matter what fitting you put on here, you want that nice and square. And that's where this comes in handy. Just put it in there, not real hard. And I usually go 2 rotations, maybe 3. You can see the copper shavings right there. And I can stick my finger right inside there. It's nice and smooth. See how that kerf is gone? And now it really doesn't matter what fitting you put on here either, you're going to want to clean this off. Since I don't have latex gloves on, oil from my hands and fingers are all over this pipe. And especially if you're using, well, any fitting, whether you're going to solder it, shark bite, or the Watts push to connects, this needs to be nice and clean. Whether you clean it with alcohol or whatever, you want it nice and clean. Now I usually take this wire brush, stick it in all the way, about 2 rotations with that, See how that cleans that nice and shiny? Now if you do use the push to connect fittings, they usually go in about 1 inch. So this doesn't actually clean it all the way back. But I'd take a little bit of isopropyl alcohol on a clean cloth and clean this off really good. And now you're ready to install your fittings. So I hope you guys found this video informative, and I thank you for watching.